All right, and hello, and we are back for the next part of the stream. Sorry for the interruptions, guys. Every time I try to play a video from another site on my video, it just borks the whole stream, and then I end up having to reboot. It's such a pain. All right, so We have a little over an hour left in stream time today. Thank you very much for the welcomes back. I could definitely do some showcases today if people want me to do that, and if not, I'm going to get some work done on some of the stuff that I've been doing in the background here. I'll probably take a stab at today's 31 Days, 31 Stories challenge, which I have not been keeping up with very well in light of all the having to move nonsense, but I now have some time to concentrate on, so maybe I can get something done. Do work! Okay, we can do work. We can definitely do work. Thank you once again to Natalia Books for joining us, talking about her book, Nova Babylon, which I'm really excited about. Covered by the Lady Wrights, by the way, who does great work. Just beautiful. And definitely check out this webpage if you haven't, guys. This is so cool. She's got like all the characters all laid out. I don't have all the characters laid out yet. My site's still under construction. Red Idea says, I've decided that if I can stay up till midnight looking at memes on my phone, I can also write in that time. Yes! I'm working on short story 3 of 5. What's everyone up to in your respective time zones? I'm going to be taking a stab at today's 31 Days, 31 Stories challenge, which I haven't even looked at yet. And I'm way behind on everything, but I'm going to try this one. Eli says, I'm reading in the background, kind of doing a skim of Guardian interspersed with manga. Yeah, makes sense to me. Skimming over your book is always a good idea. Alright, so here's the 31 Days, 31 Stories manuscript. As you can see, I basically stopped on the 14th because I was overwhelmed with everything, so... or the 15th, rather. So I'll add in the new prompts and give some thoughts about it, but then I'll try to work on today's prompt, is what I will do. So, let's get her done. And of course it ended up in there. Bah. Okay, so 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd. Okay. Daz is still working on rewrite stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, 16th. Nursing Geek says, I'm working on 31 Days, 31 Stories 2. Have several started, but only one with an ending. Cool. Yeah, I'm, working at it, but it's been an insane month. Not only do I have this book release coming up, but I suddenly have had to move. I thought I was going to have to move at the end of this month, and nothing's done, but now I don't have to move till the end of September, so that's helpful. Red Idea says, I just want to say thank you all for being my internet friends. You're the best. Well, we think you're the best too, Red Idea. Esong says, I have finished my teacher planner binder! Yes! Awesome. Yay, extensions. Yeah, quite the relief. I was, It's been so hard to find houses in this area. I cannot believe it. Ah, shit, I'm almost out of coffee. Alright. I have no ideas for the story other than I saw a big explosion. Alright. That's a cute prompt. I like that. Discover the joy in flower petals around your character and the happiness it can share. I have an idea for this one. There we go. Eli says, I would probably need more yerba mate. I like it, but it doesn't stick with me like coffee does. It's not necessarily bad, though. Well, I'm glad you found a caffeinated alternative that you could have. You know what? I actually like that sentence. It's a good sentence. Well, I already have an idea for this one. Okay, so I got a solid idea for this one. There's a story I've been meaning to write in the Toy Soldier Saga. That's the sprint, by the way. that prompt basically begs me to do, so that is helpful. All right. What have I missed in the chat? Still can't get to the 31 days prompts? Oh, okay. I filled out the form. Do I have to wait till a live person reviews and accepts it? Gwen, I don't know, I'm afraid. I'm not running the challenge, so I'm not sure what to suggest other than the Lady Wrights and Angsthaze are the ones who tend to be the organizers of that challenge, so I imagine you could talk to them. This is the web page that has the prompts on it, so if you can get to that through here, then maybe that would be helpful. I don't know. Missoula says, hi, I saw you were live and being in here makes my mute better. Mute better? Well, okay. Hi, nice to see you, Missoula. How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while, I don't think. That worked? Okay! You're welcome. Happy to help then. Great. Cool. I'm okay. Not a great stream today. Got trolls and bots. Oh, that's been going around. That's been going around. 353 bots. Yeah, that's been a thing. By the way, that reminds me, if that happens here, then I will change the chat to make it a sub-only chat, which therefore forbids that nonsense from happening. Right? And we will move to my Discord, which is here. And you can continue the conversation in my Discord, and I will read it out as if it were being typed in the stream chat. Because we're not going to have that nonsense. Yeah, there's been a plague of that recently. Siobhan got hit with that. Maya Wrights got hit with that. It's really kind of gross. So, that is the plan. Although Esong says, but you get to unlock 100 people talking at the same time achievements. Yeah, it ends up giving you a bunch of VIP slots, which is kind of fun. But, yeah. It's such a piss tail, yeah. You know what? With everybody I know getting these damn bots, maybe I'll preempt it here. I don't know which one I want, but... Alright, that's the get back to work growl, guys. Okay, so as of now, because of these follow bot people, I am preemptively setting it so that you must follow for 10 minutes before you are allowed to post, right? That way, if these follow bots show up, I can look at them, because the follow bots are all like, you know, strings of letters and numbers when they post, I've noticed, since I was there for that attack. And that way I can immediately start banning them from the channel as soon as they show up to follow. So, hey Mez, good to see you. How are you? I just wait on Twitch to delete the bots, yeah. I wonder how they decide who to follow. Esong, they seem to be targeting people of marginalized groups, right? They're looking for things like the LGBTQ plus tag and, you know, stuff like that. That's what they're looking for, right? Because everybody that I know who has been hit... Oh, thank you for the follow. And I'm sorry there, Alicia, that I put that up there, but, you know, it just seems to be endemic among people I know, and that way... One told me they think I got attacked because I'm a knitting streamer. Yeah. I'm always good, thanks, says Mez. Me? Better now that I don't have to move in like 8 days. I have like 38 days. That's better. Right? I was lurking reading, but that sounded like it was something I ought to know about. Yeah, there's been a rash of bot raids. Right? And, yeah, it's getting endemic, and a bunch of people I know have experienced it now, so I'm very sorry to any new person to the chat. I apologize that I have to make you wait 10 minutes, but I figure if I do that, then I have a level of filter when the bots inevitably show up, right? And that way I can look and go, oh, your name is a string of random characters and numbers, so I'm just going to ban you now. I even gave one ban because of mean comments. Did you do that prior to the bot attack, Missoula? Because another theory is that it's a vengeance thing. People are showing up, making racist or rude commentary in chat, and then when they get banned, coming back with a bot attack. Oh, after the bot attack, okay. Yeah. Mez says, used to get raid from troll forums on a friend's stream, and one particular occasion was when they were hosting a tabletop gaming room at a convention, so it was like all mods on deck. Yeah. Yeah, there were like 3 or 4 of us mods when Siobhan got attacked, and, you know, we were like, ban. It was kind of insane. It took us a moment to think of switching it to sub-only chat. Right? If we do get a bot attack, I will switch it to sub-only chat until after they've been gotten rid of. Even had to go be right back for 5 minutes because I was crying. Ah, Missoula, hon. It's very frustrating and scary, but it's not about you. It's about a bunch of trolls being random dicks. Please do not take it personally. Siobhan took it very hard too. She didn't stream again for 2 days, and it was very anxious about it. Yeah, it was not okay. Yeah, the first time I got trolls. Yeah. So far, I've been pretty lucky that way. Right? I have gotten the occasional troll, but because I started out with a community that surrounded me right away, I had protection. Right? I'd heard things about Twitch, so I had a lot of moderators right off the start, and, you know, Oh, when is the day of Twitch silence protest? The more I hear about this, the more frustrated I am with Twitch apparently doing nothing. Yes, that will be on September 1st. I will be taking part in that, by the way, so there will be no streams on September 1st. And if you show up here, that's a Diane Wright's Day, by the way, that's a Wednesday, right? So that will not be happening that week. And when you show up here, my stream title will say, I am participating in a day off Twitch, right? Missoula says, my better half told me to just knit and said I had to get a little harder so not to get hurt again. You know, it's really cool that you're an empathic person, and I say don't lose that. But, you know, you got to get to a point, I think, where, you know, randos on the internet are not people, they don't know anything about you. They're just being ignorant because they think it's fun or something. It's not about you, right? It's about them and their pathetic little minds, right? So please try not to take it to heart. It really isn't directed at you. It's somebody basically mooning everybody in the town square, right? If someone came and mooned everybody in your downtown central core, you would say, what a fucking asshole, and you would not take it personally. You would be embarrassed for them being such a douche, right? That is the attitude that I think you should take towards these trolls. It's not, you know, it's them, you know, shitting in the middle of the town square, being rude, right? It's them embarrassing themselves like the pathetic people they are in public. Right? It has nothing to do with you. Yeah, Eli says, I've been very lucky. I've had a few trolls, but they backed off. Follow bots also, but those are easy enough to boot. Yep. Mez says they do tend to target specific groups, like you said, especially trans and non-binary streamers. Some people are just nasty and childish, but the really sad part is how they bound together and make it look like there are so many of them. Absolutely 100% Mez, and it's just a couple of pathetic dinosaur losers, right? Oh, Gwen would like to know when Missoula streams. Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday. What time, Missoula? Because, yeah, and I've got another friend, Shy Red Fox, who loved, and Misatis, who are also Fabric Art streamers. You probably know them, I'm sure, but if they don't know when you stream, they should probably know. I called the person a baka. Yeah, Eli's a knitter too, nice. James says, I have a theory of this and wrote a doc. Do you want it sent to you? I was hesitant. Yeah. Just know there are never many, just one or two doing chain bots, says Daz. Yeah, that's true. Right, and Gwen says, we seem to have lost Steph Weave's Tales as a streamer. Haven't seen her lately. Yeah, I've noticed that too. We should ask. Moon wakes up from a nap and instantly gets hiccups. That sucks. Oh, Steph's on hiatus. Okay. Because she's a teacher. Got it. Makes sense. Back to school teaching. Missoula's streamer schedule. Awesome. Mondays. Okay. She's still posting her cereal on Bella, though. That's nice. Awesome. Ah, that's in Danish. Yeah. Okay. So, think about, you know, Denmark for time zone, right? So. E-Song says, going back to school is no excuse. Stream 24/7! Panic says, I'm trying to find my school bag with my room key. Yeah, E-Song's a teacher too. Panics, I'm trying to find my school bag with my room key. Yeah. Yeah, so I apologize, and I'm going to keep that 10-minute must follow for 10 minutes before you can comment filter on, in the hopes that that will avoid these assholes. Right? But if they do show up and we can't deal with it, then it will be, like I said, just drop in on my Discord. You know what? Actually, I'm going to Make me write a sentence. Yeah, okay. We're gonna write. Where was I? August 20 prompts. That's where I was. Thank you, Esong. There's a good one, eh? So, if the world decided to blow itself up with nuclear war, what do you think would happen to the astronauts on the ISS? Well, there's a ready-made horror story, isn't there? And that's the sprint. And today's prompt. Huh, that's a cool prompt idea. Okay. Now. Moon asks how long, or wonders how long they've been following. Thinks it was September last year. Missoula says, I've read half of the ebook I won. First book in English I've ever read. It's so good. Awesome! Awesome! I'm really glad to hear that. That's great. Mez is going back to lurking now. Missoula and anyone else getting targeted, stay strong. Remember, it's just that they're idiots and there's nothing wrong with you. That's right. Red Idea says, I've only been following for a few months. I'm a rookie. E-Song's like, I hope they take pictures. Yep. Moon's like, they would go, well, shit. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, my astronauts watching the world blow up on the ISS. Yeah. Eli says, I should get back to reading my book, but my brain is like, this book again? I've already read this 87 times! Yep. And the Moon adds, and probably take pictures. Yeah, probably. James says, I'm surprised by you typing this as I'm watching a Tom Baker episode where there's a nuclear war planet. Oh, yeah. Well, nothing's new, right? Nothing's new under the sun. It's been done before. It's all been done before. E-Song says, NASA has a Twitch channel that I've been watching. They have a 3-month follow wait. What you think would help with the chat, but no, it's a cesspool. Yep. Yeah, those frickin' flat earthers show up there. Yeah. I mean, why would you bother? Yeah, I just ban, block, 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 blockity, block, block. Mez says, I wonder how many of them would think, well, we're mostly scientists. Oh, that's the back to work growl. And also in peak physical condition. Time to rebuild from just the best of humanity. You really have to be a kick-ass person to be an astronaut, man. They posted a wide job applicant, anyone feel free to apply to be an astronaut for the Canadian Space Agency, which of course works in conjunction with NASA, right? Holy fuck, the requirements. I was like, I'd like to be an astronaut. Yeah, I don't have 3 master's degrees, like, it was amazing. So, E-Song says, I think there's going to be an immediate inventory of goods and searching for any communication stations that might have survived the attack. Yep. E-Song says, after waiting for nuclear fallout to at least be less active, they might try to identify places of potential contact or navigate the satellite systems to reach out to someone. It's very interesting, actually, that you're postulating that they'd survive. Right? I wonder if they would. Here's the thing I know. After 3 months, any nuclear, any radiation from a nuclear explosion that is going to be gone in your lifetime will be gone, right? That's the half-life for most of the immediate stuff. The rest of it will cause cancer and all kinds of shit, and, you know, potentially burning damage forever if you get close to it, like Chernobyl, right? But the stuff that you can do something about will be gone in 3 months. So my plan for a nuclear winter was to find the deepest underground place I could get, right? Wrap myself in fiberglass, because that actually provides a filter for radiation, and stay there for 3 months, right? So, but that's interesting. I was kind of gonna have them kind of sing a eulogy for the human race, but hell, maybe they would survive. So that'd be interesting, you know, a survival story, kind of like, you know, The Martian, right? Only on the International Space Station, and then finding a way to get back in touch. I mean, the thing is that most of the infrastructure that would provide communication would be kaput because of the EMP, right? So I'd love to hear Scribe's thoughts on it, actually, because I bet he knows as much or more about the science as I do, right? So that would be cool. Oh, those are adorable emotes, Missoula! I love your bunny! Missouli Rainbow, that's so cute! My better half found them for me, that's great. No squishing the froggy! No! No, pat the froggy! My goodness. I'm thinking of writing something in English, and but I'm really unsure. It's very difficult when English is not your first language. But I know a lot of people who do it, right? I was just interviewing Natalia Books, and she is Dutch, and she's been writing in English, right? It's a bit of a challenge, but, you know, it does reach a wider audience, so it might be worth the effort. My advice is find a good friend who can help you translate, or who can edit what you have translated, since obviously you do speak really proficient English. So, you know, I'm sure you can write it. Getting a friend to help you translate it could be more difficult. Is Statfjord City on a big-ass lake or no, says Moonflower in a 5-minute brainstorm. I can't decide. Well, if it's spelt like that, with the F-J-O-R-D, and that wasn't a typo, then I would say it certainly must be on a big-ass lake or the ocean. Because a fjord, of course, is a little peninsula, right? So, if it's Statfjord, then yeah, it should be on water. Right Idea says written a few hundred words, but that may be all I can manage tonight. That's okay. Gwen is lurking into soap in the bath and considering the prompt. Right Idea says, that sounds like my sci-fi story that's on my back burner. Cool. Missoula says, I have a story called Starlight. I'm thinking of writing it from Danish to English, so it can be my first English story. That's cool. E-Song says, it's not even flat earth, it's coming, just junk, and there's no moderation. Give it a try, Missoula. Give it a try. You know, you won't know till you try. Right? If you try and you don't know. Right? The only regrets you generally have in life are the things you didn't do. Well, Sable, that means back to school to get those master's degrees then, says Dash. Yeah, no doubt. ISS is close enough to Earth that they probably wouldn't survive. It's in low Earth orbit. Pretty close, but it should be far enough away that, like, unless something detonates right under them, they're probably alright. It's already got built-in, resistance against radiation, and the atmosphere will protect them to some degree, right? Because they have to have resistance to radiation built into the ship in order to be in space in the first place. So, I mean, if they got really unlucky, they might get hit with a really strong EMP. But it also depends on where the nuclear bombs detonate, right? If they detonate in the air, then maybe not. Maybe they wouldn't. But if they detonate on the ground, probably they would. Yeah, I know he's lurking, but he's working on food right now. I'll bug him when I see him and ask his thoughts. No rush on that, Esong. But yeah, honestly, I thought the survival was implied in your question, in that there's no good story if it's just instant death, then the challenge would be what's next. Well, the story would then be about contemplating the human race, right? Oh, I'm sorry, I got it backwards. Aaron says a fjord is a narrow, shallow part of the river. Right. Siobhan decided the name, but I'm going to assume it's not a typo right now. Okay. Yeah, 1,000 kilometers, less than 1,000 kilometers, or about 1,000 kilometers above the Earth, and it orbits 11-ish times a day. Yep. So they'd likely either get hit by something that would cause either electrical failure or death in another way. Not necessarily. Not necessarily, because, like, long, narrow inlet with steep sides of cliffs created by a glacier. Okay, well, you should put it by a fjord, right? So, yeah, I would put it by a fjord. First I've done today. Damn it, too long. A long, narrow inlet consisting of only one inlet created by glacial activity. Okay. Yeah, so it should be near a fjord, right? That's some spectacular scenery. Alright. I think the narrow, shallow part is a ford, not a fjord. I think fjords are usually deep. Oh, could not share it. Got it. Yeah. Yeah, if the International Space Station were above an explosion when it went off, right, then, yeah, it might get damaged enough that it would, yeah, just take them out, right? But if, because if the computers fail, then life support fails, right? But, if they weren't over a target when it was hit, they might be alright. Chapter 1, A New Chance, from Missoula. Time stood still and everything was dark before my eyes. I felt like I could not breathe and it made me incredibly scared. Why could I not see anything at all? What was wrong with me? I felt tears running down my cheeks. For every time I tried to swallow, I had the feeling that something in my throat was trying to suffocate me. The fear increased more in me, for the feeling of having to vomit was violent, but suddenly a sound caught my attention. It sounded like someone was getting closer, which made me uneasy because I could not see who it was. I could feel my heart pounding in my chest and tears starting to run down my cheeks again. That's a good start. I want to know what the hell is going on, for sure. I think you can make that work. There's a couple little minor ways of phrasing things that I would, check in the edit, right? But it's good. You've got my attention, and they would be very minor things, and I would like to see this book. You can do this. You can do this. You should do this. Moon says, I think the city is so far inland that it might not work on a fjord that is linked to the ocean. Maybe a fjord-like thing off a big-ass lake would work. Yeah, could be. Scribe says, so I had the question relayed to me, and the quick answer is starve to death. Yep, that's what I figured. Right? If the nuclear war is premeditated, there might be a message sent to astronauts on the station to take control, but that assumes there is anything on board the station worth controlling. Yeah, fair enough. I agree. Additionally, there are no escape pods, but the ISS keeps enough Soyuz capsules to land in case of an emergency. Yeah, I know what the Soyuz is for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Scribe. Cool. It's good to confirm that you think what I think too about how it would work. That might actually be an interesting conflict there, right? Conflict between the different factions on the space station, right? To take control of the Soyuz capsules to get off the ship. It's always life affirming when people agree with me. Yeah. No, it's cool. I think you're probably right there. I think that might be. Yeah. Because you're right. They'd starve to death, and quickly, too, right? How often do they send up supplies? I think it's every 3 months, right? They send up supplies, so they'd have about 3 months to decide what the fuck they're gonna do. Right, assuming nothing blows up in the meantime. Yeah, so, yeah. That's cool. Alright, right idea is volunteering to help beta read Missoula's first English book. That's cool. Because they have helped their Polish friend with English writing before, so that's cool. Eli says, I think I need to eat something besides fruit and yerba mate, but I don't know what. It's starting to heat up here in LA again, and hot food and drink sounds ugh. Sandwich? That's the spring. Sounds like you need protein. Do you have any, like, lunch meats that you can just carnivore? Maybe an egg? Yeah. Moon says they could try to eat the plants in the greenhouse thingy. They're doing experiments on some edible plants, I think. Don't think they're allowed to eat them. Yeah, that's true. They are experimenting with growing things in space. There's, like, I think they got lettuce to work. Also, squid for lunch. Yay! Missoula says, my first plan was to rewrite Nightbreed to English, but there are over 100 pages in Word in Danish, and I only need to rewrite 10 pages more in Danish, and then my first book in Danish is finished. Do it in Danish! Put it out there! Then translate it to English and put it out there. You can do both. They sent up squid babies like last month. Oh, did they? I did not know. I missed that. Cool. I wonder how the squids are doing. I'm going to have to look into that. Squids are an interesting choice. From what I heard, the squid babies are still alive at least. That's interesting. I think it makes sense actually to approach it with marine life because they're already kind of used to a 3D world. So that's, that makes sense. Alicia, I'm glad that you're able to post again. I'm sorry about that business. I keep walking away lurking because I'm meal prepping for the week, and every time I come back, the topic of conversation is fascinating. I wish I could pay full attention. Yeah, this is pretty normally the stuff we babble about around here. Yep. Yeah, agreed. There, Scribe says, at some point there will need to be a new station built, ideally around the moon or Mars, but that's 30 years off. Yeah. Yeah, some of the technology is already becoming a bit obsolete. The ISS was built in 1998, and tech has changed so much in that time. Yep, exactly, right? So we do need to update. Yeah, for sure. So, I didn't know they had skids on the ISS. I'm really interested in that now. I hope they do well. The last 2 chapters in your first book, Missoula. That's awesome. Right idea says, that's why I love these streams. Yeah. Leisha says, don't apologize. I meant to follow earlier, but got distracted by said meal prep. I'm pretending I'm a functioning adult and will eat real food this week. Good for you. You're doing better than me. Right? Well, actually, that's not true. Jamie cooked me real food last night, so I ate real food. And then Aaron cooked me real food the nights before that, so I ate real food. If I had to cook the real food, there would be no real food. Yeah. So, I've been aware of the bots and trying to follow as I drop into streams. Yeah. Yeah, I love these streams too, says Z-Song. Scribe says, also, NASA has denied anyone has had sex in space yet. Just a tidbit for you all. You know, I know they denied it. I read that article, and I found myself wondering if I believed them. I think maybe I do, actually. And the reason why... Not necessarily right idea, hear me out, okay? There's actually a very limited number of people who've actually been in space. By the way, we're about to start the last sprint for the day. It's... You know what? I'll look it up. List of space travelers by name. Defined as any flight above 100 kilometers. There's only 9 space travelers who have surpassed the 50-mile border on the suborbital Spaceship 2. A total of 574 people from 41 countries have gone into space. So it's not a huge number. Here they all are listed by country and name. Right? Now the thing is, surprisingly few of them have been women, obviously, and more in recent years. Right? So the women would probably be especially eager to not be regarded as unprofessional. Now, this isn't to say that there hasn't been, but it's less likely. Plus, they're very, very busy. Their time up there is very expensive, so they basically spend all their time working or sleeping. Right? So they have to be kind of psychotically dedicated to the task. I'm reading Chris Hadfield's biographical stuff. Has been very educational about what the life of an astronaut is like for me. I found it very useful. I'm not sure they'd have had time. If they did have time, they wouldn't want to be regarded as non-professional, right? So maybe. right? I mean, humans being what they are, somebody's gonna try it eventually if they haven't. And plus, it's very invasive. Your bio signs are monitored all the time. So everyone would know what you were doing if you were fucking, you know? They would know. 60-some people sitting in the control room at ground control at all times would know what you were up to. That's very intimidating. I don't know if I'd be doing that. Yeah. So, Leisha is cooking breakfast burritos for the week, stuffed poblano peppers, French onion chicken meatballs with roasted veggies, and a corn potato chowder. Sounds good. Yeah, like his song says, I actually do believe them. I think that it's so competitive and the training is so intense and the supervision so consistent that it hasn't happened. Yeah, I'm sure that's true. Neat! Missoula is writing a series. The names on the 4 books in the Night Universe series. Book 1, The Breed of the Night. Book 2, The Detective of the Night. Book 3, The Siren of the Night. Book 4, The Heart of the Night. Sounds great. Urban fantasy? Sounds awesome. Stuffed peppers do sound good. Red Idea says, someone at least had a wank. I'm sure. I'm sure that probably is true. Leisha says, I'm a teacher and instructional coach, and this past week was their first week back as staff, and I was swamped. I epically failed at eating, so I have to batch cook because this week is our first week back with students, so it's going to be insane, and I need to set myself up to eat something other than junk food. That's very practical. Yeah, it is difficult to cook after a long day at work. I agree with you, Mez. Scribe says, on a serious note, sex research is a fascinating field. It wasn't until the middle of the 20th century that people were trying to find out what happens during the stages of intimacy. At some point, that research will have to move to space, as people will be living there in the future, and we need to know how the context of a space environment affects things. Yes, absolutely true. Totally agree. Hello, Ocelot. Good to see you. Good morning. Yay for urban fantasy, says Ocelot. Nice. So it is urban fantasy. Excellent. The Missoula's writing. Ooh, Mez has a helpful trick. Do big batches of pasta sauce, then vacuum seal it in jars. Then you can just cook the pasta and open up a jar of pre-made sauce. Yeah. Simple and easy. That's part of my nano survival kit, by the way. Missoula says in book 1 and 2 we see the main character Ariel and his life. Book 3 and 4 we see the lives of Ariel's daughter slash son Denise. Ariel is a vampire, as a Dampier. Denise is Viren, vampire siren. Neat. Cool. A Viren. Okay. is Sable working on today? Sable is taking a stab at 31 days, 31 stories that she's behind on. But I've decided that I'm, going to try to get enough of a story written that I know where I'm going with it. This is like from a couple of days ago, but, I gotta start somewhere and I have some ideas, so I'm putting them down. Yeah, Mez says just heat the jar in the sauce, put the sauce in, lid on, and as it cools, the contraction creates a vacuum seal. Yep. Lasts a few months at least before it spoils that way. Makes perfect sense. I usually freeze it, but that would work too. Missoula says I have the first 3, and then you don't have to thaw it, which is nice. Missoula says I have the first 3 books in the series that shall be rewritten, and I still need to write book 4. I miss normal writing because I only do rewriting right now, but rewriting's part of the process, right? It's totally part of the process. That's what I've been working on, right? Rewriting. I'm rewriting book 3 of my series. So, book 1 is about to come out. Haha, speaking of which. Here we go. Book 1 comes out in, like, about 2 weeks. So, there's the pre-order link at Amazon. If you want other formats, they will come soon, but I don't have the links for them yet. When I do, I will put up a books to read link so you can go there and get it at any site that you want. So, Eli says, I return with sandwich. I stole some of Mr. Twinkle's salami with his permission. There you go. Alicia says, oh neat, I've always made huge amounts of sauce but frozen it. Yep, like me. Hello, Lost on Strategy. Welcome and thank you for the follow. I apologize for the fact that my chat is set to a 10-minute. You must be a follower for 10 minutes before you can talk. And I apologize for that. And I've only done that recently because of the rash of follow bot and troll attacks that people have been getting. I figured that this way I would have time to notice when somebody was a new follower was a string of numbers and characters, because that's, usually indicates that they're up to no good. So, yeah, I'm very sorry for it. I just implemented it. Up until today, it was, anybody could say anything. So, I don't know how long I'm going to have to do this until the threat of these bloody assholes is past, I suppose. But welcome to the channel. If you don't know and haven't been here before, we do writing streams on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from starting at noon Pacific and running for 3 hours, right? On Tuesdays, oh yeah, we also have a writing stream on Saturdays that starts at 2 p.m. Pacific, right? So UTC, 7 p.m. UTC for the ones that start at noon Pacific, and 9 p.m. UTC for the ones that start at 2 Pacific. And that's my hubby Aaron who does that one, and then he does Ask an Old GM, which is where it's a program where people ask about RPG advice and game mastering advice, and that's on Tuesdays and Fridays, starting at 2 Pacific, so 9 p.m. UTC. And then on Sunday evenings, and yes, it's happening tonight, guys. I know that a bunch of you are probably asking. Yes, in 3 hours, count them 3, we will be doing Toy Soldiers Old School, which is our campaign that takes place Pathfinder 1st Edition in the sort of prequel era of the Toy Soldier Saga universe, which is the series that I'm writing about right now with the book cover there. And yeah, I think that's it. Monday's our day off. So, and once again, I'm very, very sorry that I'm making people follow for 10 minutes before they say anything. I hate that, but clearly Twitch is not doing anything about it, so we must, right? Yeah. The books are a minimum of 50k words, says Missoula, for their series. That's cool. The curse of revision, says Eli. Yep. Is it possible to do flash fiction now and again to satisfy writing cravings between rewriting? Ocelot suggests to Missoula. I've not done normal writing for 3 years yet. A good idea. Take a break. James says, should we encourage other streamers, or at least ask to do Silence Day on September 1st? Oh, no, Esong. Esong says, looks nervously at my endless string of numbers. No. Their names look like this. You know, that's what their names look like when the bots show up. So, the follow bots. Oh, was that Lost on Strategy you just followed? Yes, it was. Mez, friend of yours? And that's the end of the sprint, guys. Right? And that was the last one for the day, so we will be rating in a moment. What is Silence Day about? Okay, it's a protest that a bunch of Twitch streamers are doing, and we're asking our Twitch audience as well to not stream and not watch Twitch on September 1st. And the reason why we're doing that is we're protesting their incompetence when dealing with these hate bots that have been showing up. We're tired of it, right? And I know what the problem is, and I called them out for it, right? They're trying to create a magic algorithm that'll just solve the problem for them. And what they don't want to do, which they need to do, is hire some tech geeks to fix their security loopholes. That's what they need to do, and they haven't done it, right? But they don't want to do that because that costs money. And they don't want to pay money because that's too many millions, or whatever. So we're protesting and we're demanding they do something. So I will not be streaming on September 1st. I will not be watching Twitch. I'm sorry, guys. I'm urging you to do the same. And yeah, if you want to urge people to support the protest, James, that makes perfect sense to me. When are the summer camp winners being announced? I don't know yet. Soon. Probably when Dimmy and Janet get back from their vacation. Oh, okay. From the Twitch Writers Network server, okay, which I haven't been in today. Lost on Strategy today at 22:54, so I'm not sure where this would be a good place to put this comment. Please let me know if I need to move the convo elsewhere. How do you guys feel about writers using Patreon or Kickstarter to help fund their projects, presumably self-publishing? Itanchi replied today at 22:55, Sable got funded. Great person to ask. So did Eli Quake, by the way, who is also in the chat. It's been very effective for me. I have a Patreon. I wonder if I've got that in my commands. Right, so there's my Patreon. If it showed up, did it? Yes, it did. I know what I'm doing. Eli, I'm down for that. Let's do it. An impromptu stream in Sable's Discord on the 1st instead. You are on, we will do it. Totally happening. Count it in. I will make a note of it. Oh, September 18th is the award ceremony? Cool. Yeah, that's brilliant. Okay, yeah, I found Patreon very effective for me, right? I have, it's a small Patreon, relatively, but they're dedicated and, they're loyal and they're helpful as beta readers. They're amazing people. A lot of them are in here, right? Great, wonderful, they're the foundation of my Discord community, which is actually, it's a pretty impressive little community now, I think. I can't take any credit for it, right? By the way, it's just the people who happen to show up have been awesome, right? And, they're kind of the heart of everything I do. They're my #1 supporters. They get the word out about my projects. They're great, right? Them, it's just amazing. So that's, yeah, that's very helpful, and it's a steady income that I can count on that, you know, keeps the lights on, basically. The Twitch streaming thing also helps, I won't lie, right? Subs and bits and whatnot have been very helpful that way too, right? And yeah, I just recently did a Kickstarter for this book, A Few Good Elves. Other way. No, other way. There we go. Right? It was funded to its first stretch goal, which is audiobooks, and it's coming out on September 7th. And I find that the best way that I've been able to handle, I've done 3 successful Kickstarters now, right? I treat them kind of like a pre-order of the book, basically. I offer the book, I offer stuff I've previously written, I offer it in hardcover, paperback, or ebook, and that's kind of the primary way in which I present it. Oh, perfect, Daz. Thank you for that. Okay, I'm going to check and see if my Kickstarter link is still there. Yes. So that's my Kickstarter link. They're Lost on Strategy. If you want to check out what I did and how I presented my reward tiers, that's a place that you can check. Right? You're also welcome to come chat with me and Basic Dragon and Eli Quake about our Kickstarters in the Discord. We're all writers who have supported our projects through Kickstarters. And yeah, happy to help. We've actually been doing, we call them our epic team-up streams, where we get together and talk about our Kickstarters. James, you're still around, right? Would you mind posting my YouTube channel link? You always have that more handy than I do. There should be at least a couple of videos on there already uploaded from our previous Epic Team Up streams, but that's what you're looking for, Epic Team Up, right? Where we talk about our Kickstarters and... Oh, James went for a bath. That's right. Okay, just a sec. I'll do it myself. Yeah, European streamer is Basic Dragon, if that's a better time. Yes. Yeah, I'll shout them out both, actually. Here we go. Okay. So you can find Eli here. And you can find Basic Dragon here. Yeah, Basic Dragon is in Sweden, so that may, you know, depending on your time zone, that may be more helpful to you. Eli is in the US, California, so same time zone as me. Yeah, so, and I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to keep talking until your 10 minutes are done, probably. But come chat with me in the Discord, or, you know, I'll be back on Wednesday with Diane Wright, and that's my stream where I am specifically there to answer writing questions, so that would be a great time to talk to me about it. And I'm happy to help. I think Kickstarter and Patreon are underutilized resources for writers, and I think we can use them more effectively, and I want to help anyone who wants to do that. Esong says, I wonder if we could do it in the ambulance, or in the World Anvil stream Discord, and just have everyone who normally streams use Discord. You know, that's not a bad idea. Why don't you talk to the Secondhand Samurai about that, Esong? That would be a really cool idea. Or are you talking about, no, ambulance stream record, Anvilite streamer core? You know what? I'm sure that Shyred Fox would be open to that. We should talk to her. Okay. Yeah, totally should do that. Shadow says, I hope the protest works, but this is Twitch and it's owned by Amazon, so yeah. On the other hand, Amazon was forced to pay $15 an hour minimum wage to their workers because people created enough of a stink. So, maybe. Me, I still need to order boxes. Also me, you don't have books yet? Yep. Books first. Who are we rating? Travis is the only one on? Where do we find your Discord? I'm sorry, I thought I'd posted it, but there we go. And thanks for reminding me that I had not, Mez. I appreciate that. Yeah, today is Eli's day off. So I'm fine with raiding Travis. Let's do that by all means. Thank you very much for joining me today, everyone. It has been a real pleasure. We'll be back tonight for Toy Soldiers Old School at 6 o'clock p.m. And, yeah. Then Monday is her day off. Erin will be back on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UTC, 10 p.m. in the UK. And that would be 7 a.m. Wednesday, Australian Eastern Time. And he will be doing Ask an Old GM at that time. Bell Dandy 245 is on if you're taking raid suggestions. I might be, Maya. I don't know Bell Dandy. Are they a writer? Yes, Toy Soldiers is happening tonight. It's on. There's the countdown there. I muted because I was coughing. I forgot. Okay, so Travis is on. He's awesome. But we're going to grade Bell Dandy 245. They're doing the 31 Days, 31 Stories challenge, I guess. They're new to Twitch, and I don't know them, so this could be fun. So we're going to check that out. When you get there, don't forget to yell, prepare to be boarded, because we are the Sable's privateers. And thanks very much for joining me, everybody. For those of you who are into the game, I'll see you in a little less than 3 hours. Have a great time zone, everyone. And if I don't see you at the game, I'll see you on Wednesday.